Date the mind. Date the mind, not the material, looks, shape, body, and all this stuff. Don't get into that. Don't get too deep into that. Date the mind. Here. What's here? That's what you should be after. Not the material stuff. Because that's temporary. It comes and goes. The mind is permanent, and that's what you got to be dealing with on a daily basis. So that's what you should date. You understand what I'm saying? Forget the material, date the mind. And at the end of this video, if you haven't learned something that you didn't know, and most of the young people, a lot of them don't know because they're caught up in this materialistic world and they think it's about material. Material just provide comfort. And that explains another thing. That's why you find people right now in the world who are living off grid, right? A lot of them are living off grid and they're happier than these people who do have a lot of material or so-called luxury. Okay, and some of these people off grid, they had all that and they gave it up, right? They gave it up and they went off grid because the bottom line is happiness. It's not material. But for those who are chasing material, somewhere along the road, you will come to the realization that, okay, now you have the material and you're still not happy. Then you're going to come to this realization, I'm not happy. I'm not happy. Okay? Because you're going to realize that it's not about material. And especially if you have a very toxic and one of these reckless relationships that you're back and forth in on a daily basis, fighting for love and doing all this type of stuff, being underappreciated, not being talked to right, talked down to like a child, or in the case of Cassie and Diddy, being domestic abuse. You're going through domestic abuse, violence, and all this other stuff, right? Because what you're not realizing is that a lot of these people who have so-called luxury, they're not good people. Whether it's cloud, whatever you call money, and all this other stuff, they're not good people. They're not good human beings. They're not good human beings. And it's not just men. All right? You'll find, and this happened to a lot of younger guys, they're going for looks. Right? They're going for, a lot of younger guys, they're going for looks. Right? They're going for looks, nice shape, facial features, and who don't want someone that's easy on the eyes. Right? Most people do. I could agree with that. But it's not going to be the make or break. Your make or break will come down to the philosophy of that person you're with. That's the make or break. The philosophy. What's their philosophy? How were they raised? And I'm not talking about their surface level philosophy of how much onions they like on a burger. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about their core life philosophy. That's what it's going to come down to, their core life philosophy. Okay, so if their core life philosophy is to party and drink, get drunk and wasted, and you get involved with that, that's what your life will eventually turn into. That's what your life will eventually turn into, okay? And you can help some of these folks. I'm telling you that right now. You can help some of these folks. So a lot of times younger guys, and I recently met a guy that I was working with, and that's why his relationship ended. Because his spouse drank and smoked too much for him. And the type of work that he does in construction, you can't drink. And that's why I don't drink. You understand? Because if you're doing certain types of work, you don't have time for alcohol to be in your system. You got to stay focused on what you're doing. Right? You got to stay focused. Okay, so you're going after the looks, she's beautiful, she's pretty, he's handsome, the guy looks good, you know, this, that, whatever. What's his personality like? Is that something you could deal with over a number of years? And the next thing is the rush a lot of people put into dealing with these people. They're in a rush, right? Only for social validation. That's all they do it for. It's not for love in most cases. It's all about social validation, right? To post on their Facebook chat group and be like, oh, this is my new girlfriend. Oh, she's beautiful, this, that, whatever. But her character isn't beautiful. Her inside isn't beautiful. They're not good people. They're not nice human beings. They're just not good. Okay, so they could be beautiful, yes, give that to them, but they're very ugly on the inside and just not good human beings. They're not reasonable human beings. They're not good human beings. Okay, and then you waste years in those relationships because you didn't take time to vet these people properly and come to find out, okay, what does this person do? Well, all they do is smoke and drink. Okay, so I hope you could deal with that because you like the beauty and the booty. So you got to put up with their drinking habits, their smoking habits, right? Just for that. Now, if that's something you could deal with, knock yourself out. If that's something you could deal with, go ahead and knock yourself out. It's all yours. A lot of times you will find women who chase men with material and resources, and naturally so, because who don't want more resources so their life could be easier? Most people do, right? And a lot of these women will end up complaining to their friends and family members. Sometimes due to shame and pride, they don't want to talk about it. But when that bucket hits the bottom of the well, now they want to talk about it. Oh, I'm being abused. He's doing this. You don't have time for me. Da 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 da. Well, the truth be told, it never had time for you to begin with. Because you weren't after time, you were after luxury, material, and social status. So you could post on social media, get your likes up, get your views up for public validation. That's what you were after, really. That's all you wanted. And now you're complaining that you're not being loved right, you're not getting this, you're not getting that. Right? But you didn't ask for that. Okay, you just asked for material stuff and that's what you got. So now you got no love coming in. You're mad about it. Date the mind. What's their philosophy? You got to look at people's philosophy. You understand what I'm saying? Younger folks, they don't understand this. If you have some type of experience, you already got it. You know that what you should be dealing with is people's philosophy. Look at their outlook, their core life philosophies, right? Is their philosophy to take another person at home if you're out working long hours? Is that their philosophy? Because that's something you might want to check out. That's something you may want to check out. Is their philosophy to be on the phone complaining to family members all the time as soon as something arises that they think you're doing that's not right instead of talking to you? You got to look at these things, right? How you can identify these things, you have to take time. You're going to learn it over time because the truth has to come out no matter what they do. Always remember that. The truth has to come out. So you give them time. Give them time and you're going to learn who you're dealing with. You will learn who you're dealing with. You get what I'm saying? The truth has to come out. No matter how they do what they do, they can only pretend for thus long. For so long, they can only pretend for so long, and then the truth will come peeping out, and then you're gonna have your oh shit moment. Oh shit, how did I get involved in this? You see, you were after beauty and looks. That's how you got involved in that. Okay, or you're looking for material. You're looking for material, money, and resources. And people do change, right? So no one has a fixed personality or philosophy forever. It does fluctuate in different ways with time. But the thing I know that cannot fluctuate is that core philosophy that's inside a person, how they were raised. That can't fluctuate. They're always going to be that. So if they're a hard worker and maybe they slow down, work some, but the bottom line is that they're a hard worker, right? Stop looking at beauty and booty and look at their mind. Look at the minds of these folks. Look at their minds. What's in their mind? You dig what I'm saying? It's the key thing that you're going to put up with. If you decide to move into a relationship with these individuals, what's inside their head? You see? If they believe that they should be spending more time with family and friends than they do with you, is that something you could deal with? Right? If they believe that partying and drinking is more important than life things, or putting life together on a serious note, is that something you could deal with? You got to look at people's philosophy. If you're a hard worker out there busting your ass every day, and this other individual that you're dating or trying to form a relationship with believe that they should be home sleeping every single day, right? Just because they want to. No other reason, but because they just feel like doing it. Is that something that you want to be a part of? Say you're a go-getter, you're a person with drive, motivation, right? And you're trying to make something of yourself. You're coming from nothing really, right? And you say, okay, you need a life partner or whatnot to do this thing. To make things easier, you find this person, right? But they find gossiping more interesting than taking care of life things. Are you okay with that? You got to look at these things, man. Beauty and booty. Material. Look at all this guy dragged this lady in this hotel room. Right? But now she's happier with her trainer, married, beating this lady, kicking her around on the floor, abusing her. I think we were getting her for 10 years or whatever. You understand what I'm saying? Material. She was chasing a career, chasing her dreams or whatever. I don't know if she was chasing love, but I did know she's probably chasing her career, chasing her dreams or whatever it is. I look at it, look at that shit. Look at the level of abuse. And this is a man that has daughters. I think he has daughters. Would you want other men to do your daughter like that? But that's his philosophy. That's his core philosophy. You get what I'm saying? That's a part of his core philosophy that was hidden from the public. Well, not so hidden, because people in the industry been talking about this bullshit. You understand? And that's what I'm trying to tell you guys. Learn people. Learn their ways, their tendencies. You get what I'm saying? Look at their deeper outlook at life versus their surface outlook. That's what you got to look at. And that's going to tell you exactly who you're dealing with, so you could know if this is something you should commit to. Right? You're going to know. So don't take it for granted, and don't be fooled by your eyes. Don't be fooled by your eyes and what you see. You understand? Men are always going to show women material stuff, nice fancy car, big house, because men know that women love material stuff. And women are always going to look nice and show you the attributes of their selves that they want you to see. That's what they're going to show you. They're not going to show you what's here. You have to do that work, because their philosophy and how they see life is what the relationship is going to come down to. I can tell you that right now. Whatever philosophy they have inside their head. You understand? Yeah, they played off nice at first. You get what I'm saying? But their philosophy is what that relationship would come down. And save yourself time, headache. A lot of people don't understand these things. I was talking to a guy, another guy, very recently. And he was telling me, man, I was out working for years. My wife was taking another man in the house. All this other shit. I like, here we go again. Another story. The conversation I had with that guy prompted me to make this video. That's what prompted me to make this video. Because if this video reached at least one person, right, and they get something out of it, you could save time and money. Yeah, you could save time and money. At least one person. Save time and money. Stop looking at these people at face value. Take a deeper look at what's beneath that surface. You don't want to be starting over. Most people are poor in this world. Most people in this world are poor. So when you start out and you build from zero, you don't have time to be restarting 5-6 times in your life. You don't have that time. You get what I'm saying? You do not have that time. And it's not just to start over. It's the level of psychological damage that will be brought to the next relationship. You want to save that. You don't want that. Right? You want to reduce that as much as possible. Because that's another thing I'm going to make another video about. There's a lot of people that are psychologically damaged from the past. Okay? Don't look at what they're showing you. Look here. What's here? That's what it's going to come down to, the psychological damage. All right? And you could be a wholesome, happy-go-lucky, nice-ass person. You get involved with these people, let me tell you something. They'll drain you to the ground. They're going to drain you, right? Because they're not healed. They're not healed, and they're going to drain you because they're not healed. You understand me? Good. So that's all I got to say about that. Take a deeper look at people's philosophy. Because you could be set out to take care of them, but they're not about that life with you. They're not set out to take care of you. You understand? They want you to know that they were hurt. And instead of communicate that, what they do is pass that hurt on to you, which could destroy your personality, your character, and all this other stuff. And ask me how I know. This is Big Muscle. I stay on the hustle. Catch me in the next video. Peace.